Two times in the book of Revelation, Jesus makes the promise to the seven churches, I will give you a new name. Individual promise. A new name. Do you have a new name? It's a great story in the book of Acts about a man from Ethiopia. Interesting, we're not told his name. He is described as a treasurer and a eunuch. And he wants to know God. He wants to come to God. Now, he's traveled from Ethiopia. Not hard to look on a map and see where Ethiopia is, but Ethiopia was the ends of the earth. The ancient writer Homer referred to Ethiopia in those kinds of terms, the way we might refer to Timbuktu. Is there really a Timbuktu? Yeah, I think so. But where is it? Who knows? It's the end of the earth. Ethiopia was the end of the earth. And this man has traveled from there to Jerusalem. He wants to draw near to God, but he's a eunuch. The law of Moses stated emphatically, Deuteronomy 23 verse 1, no eunuch can come into the assembly of Yahweh. He cannot draw near. Can you imagine having traveled great distance, coming, wanting to see, want to participate in the worship of the one true God, coming to his house and not being allowed in? No access. Only allowed on the outskirts, on the periphery. What's going on inside? Tell me, can you see? What are the priests doing? What is he saying? No access. You don't belong. You don't fit in. This man is leaving from Jerusalem, and he's got a copy of the Old Testament prophet Isaiah. And there's a wonderful prophecy in Isaiah concerning eunuchs. Isaiah chapter 56 talks about the foreigner will no longer say, and the eunuch will not proclaim that I am dry wood. For this is what Yahweh says, to the eunuchs who keep my statutes, who those that pleases me and hold fast to my covenant, to them I will give within my temple and its walls a memorial and a name. Better than sons and daughters, I will give them an everlasting name. Eunuch, no doubt, is reflecting on this and thinking, how can this be? He is reading earlier in Isaiah 53, and once again, he's filled with questions. Who is the prophet talking about, himself or someone else who becomes the suffering servant? Good timing on God's part. He sends a man of God who comes near to the eunuch, draws close to his chariot and says, excuse me, do you understand what you're reading? I really need someone to help me out. The eunuch invites Philip to come up, and beginning at that very passage, talking about a sheep that is silent before its slaughterer and its shearer, Philip says, let me tell you about Jesus. And he proclaims to him the good news. The good news that this Ethiopian can now be accepted. He can now draw near, and so intimate the relationship that he can have with God, God himself will give him a brand new name. We don't know how long their Bible study goes on, but at some point the eunuch stops him and says, look, here's water. What's to keep me from being baptized? What's to keep me from entering into a new relationship with God through his Son, Jesus Christ? What's to keep me from drawing near? Answer? Nothing. If you believe, you may. And the man says, oh, I believe. I believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of the living God. They stop the chariot, and both Philip and the eunuch go down into the water, and there Philip baptizes him. And coming up out of the water, the eunuch is rejoicing. Now he has access. Now he has a place. And now he has a new name. Do you have a new name?